Singing in the shower. Oh, hey guys. Welcome back, Minecrafters. This is BaileyRS 10 playing some more Feed the Beast Infinity Evolved. This is our farm that we built last time. If you want to check it out, go back to the last episode and see how we breeded up the seeds to have 10-10-10 seeds out of Agricraft. We're growing garlic and eggplant, and I have made a lot of stuffed eggplant. What we need to do is get some power generation going on, so let's make some culinary generators. To do that, we'll need some survivalist generators. Make our 8 pistons, our furnaces. There we go, 8 survivalist generators. And some culinary generators. Awesome. Now I have 8 of these. I'd really like to put them together to make an 8x culinary generator. You just put the 8 of them around a transfer node, which takes a QED to make. So let's see if we can make one of those. It takes several Eye of Ender, which is why we needed to have an Enderman farm. Grab about a stack of Ender pearls out. Need some Ender infused obsidian and some burnt quartz. We can take a block of quartz, put it in a furnace. Need to make some quartz blocks. 4 of those. Toss them in a furnace and wait. While we're waiting, make a couple of Eye of Ender and a crafting table. Quartz is done. This will make the diamond edge computational matrix. Drop that in the middle. And now we have a quantum Ender device. Cool. In order to power the QED, we need to make a couple Ender Flux crystals. So let's make a few of those. Interesting thing about the QED, the name changes. Like for now, it's the Quad Erat Demonstratum. And if we open our inventory again, it is now... Okay, it's still the same thing. Well, let's put it up here on the wall. Put this over my bed. Put this here, and I'll put my 2 crystals on the wall. We need to make a transfer node for energy, and that requires putting a breadth first search upgrade into the QED with transfer nodes. So let's go ahead and get those together. Okay, so we got it in, and it's slowly crafting it. Notice the power is coming from the Ender Flesh crystals. If I wanted it to go faster, I could just build more of them. As long as they're around, they will provide power. They don't have to actually be powered by RF. It's taking its time. Be right back. It makes a lovely noise, doesn't it? And we're done. Cool. Grab that. Toss it in the center of these culinary generators, and we get an 8 times culinary generator. Cool. Okay, so let's start down our 8x culinary generator, and we'll put a power cell right beside it. Let's toss in some eggplant and see how they're doing. Alright, so it generates 340 RF per tick. Very nice. So that'll fill up our RF cells pretty quick. Eventually I want to get a 64x generator, but that can wait just a little bit. What I want to do now is make some harvesters to start bringing in some of these eggplants and garlic and maybe some cyclic assemblers to put them together and get this thing automated. I'm tired of making eggplant by hand. Okay, so let's go ahead and make our harvesters. I already made 3, and there's the last one. We'll drop it down by the eggplants. Alright, so it's facing the right direction. Alright, if I apply power to this, it's gonna go crazy, but let's see what happens. Okay, here it goes. Oh, awesome. Now, that's what I harvest normally. You see it did a 3x3. If we add in the range upgrade, then it starts doing the whole patch. Look at that. And I got over 3 stacks of eggplants. See, that's what I'm dealing with. Lots and lots of eggplants, but that's awesome. So we need a way of storing those really well. I want to use the cache, which is pretty simple to make. Some tin, that'll make a cache. A cache holds 10,000. Let's make a hardened cache by putting invar around it to hold 40,000. And a reinforced cache by putting fused quartz or hard glass or something around it. And that holds 160,000. To make the stuffed eggplant, I want to make a cyclic assembler. Make some tin gears, machine frame, a couple copper gears, make a chest, and a redstone reception coil. There we go, the cyclic assembler. So it's cleared out the area. I'm going to go ahead and place down the other harvesters. Put one here, here, and here. We'll be doing all of our cabling with EnderIO. I made several item conduits, energy conduits, and some fluid conduits for the sludge. We may make something out of that later on if we set up a sludge boiler or something, but we'll go ahead and collect it for now so the machines don't get bogged down. First things first, run energy conduit across the ground. Dink, 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 dink. Okay, so there's power running from the generator to all of the harvesters. We'll go ahead and disconnect this from trying to even connect to that. Don't need water flowing through our system. Let's go ahead and place down the cyclic assembler. We're going to put it right on top of this one. And we're going to need a schematic. Let me grab one. Okay, so in the cyclic assembler, I have a schematic. It takes garlic, eggplant, and bakeware. So if I were to have eggplant, garlic, and it was supplied with power, it would turn all that into stuffed eggplant. That should be the power lines run. While I'm at it, I want to go ahead and just set down the cache right here. So I've been doing some wiring, and I want to cover up some of those wires so that it's not all tacky looking. So what I'm doing now is I'm making some electrical steel for EnderIO. Use pulverized skull, silicon, and iron ingots. And that'll make a painting machine. Drop this in here, we can get some power. I want to make some conduit facades. We can use these to cover up some of our wiring. So we put the facade in here, and we want to paint it to look like marble. And it's made a few facades. Let's show how they work. Before I cover everything up, let's talk about how it works. I have all of the harvesters that are bringing in whatever they harvest on the green channel. That all gets put into the cyclic assembler. We see the green channel going into it. I dropped up on one block so I would have access to more sides, so that I could input and output on different sides. You can see that I'm inputting to the one side. This is the green. Anytime it gets garlic in, it autocrafts some stuffed eggplant, and then it outputs it on the back side, which is right here. Eggplant's purple, so the stuffed eggplant comes out purple side and gets put over here into our cache. We've got about 1,200 stuffed eggplant in the cache. If we want to generate power with those will come out the yellow side, and that gets put into the bottom of our generator. And the reason it's not right now is because I have this turned off. We can swap it over to see how it works, and we'll say it's always active. What's that going to do? It's going to fill up the Culinary Generator and get power going. So all of these harvesters will be powered up. I don't have the range upgrades in them yet, so they're doing just a small amount, which is good because I don't want to overload myself too soon. The Cyclic Assembler is really quick. You see, as soon as that garlic comes in, it gets crafted. And if I were to throw a whole stack in, it would process that really quickly, which is awesome. And now we're up to 1,270 some. I'm gonna go ahead and run the fluid conduit to collect all the sludge coming out. So let's put it here. And we see it's already filled up with sludge. Make sure it's configured correctly. Got a fluid. We want it to only extract, and it's always gonna be active. We've got the sludge going through the pipes. Let's go ahead and put down the drum. Got our sludge drum, and let's make sure it's configured. It's going to be only to insert. I was having trouble getting some of my fluidites to connect, so I'm going to make a Yeta wrench. Just take electrical steel and a basic gear. Got these conduits, they're not connecting. I'm going to right click right here, and there we go. Now the sludge is flowing freely. Do the same thing over here. This is also not connecting. Right click on it right there, and the sludge is coming on out of the machines. It's important to drain the sludge out because they will slow your machines down if you don't. So, same thing over here. Okay, awesome. Well, it seems to be running pretty smoothly right now. I'm going to go ahead and grab some of my materials and cover up some of this. Use some of my facades. Let's see how they work. Dink, dink. Oh yeah, that looks good. Cool thing about the facades, if you go to the wrench, then you can see through them and see what's kind of going on in between them. Alright, so that looks a lot cleaner. And if we ever need to look at it, we can always flip over to our wrench and we can see exactly where all of the wiring is. If we want it to look good, we just flip off and it looks really nice. Alright, let's go ahead and put our upgrades in here. I'll sit in there and we see it just starts harvesting like crazy. Same for the other side, and it starts harvesting like crazy too. Awesome. Got ourselves a well working machine over here. This is running really nice. It's a little overloaded on eggplant, but it should stay pretty well balanced out. And let's see how much stuffed eggplant we have. 3,900 eggplant. So it's pretty obvious when we just eventually get a bigger generator over here. We could probably actually run a couple 64 times generators off of this farm. That'll take a little bit of doing. We're gonna need some bedrock in first, so we may have to work towards doing something like that later on. Anyway, this is it for this episode. This is Boundary Guy 10. If you enjoyed the video, leave me a like and have a good one.